I've been thinking about it for like a year about whether or not to do my own podcast.
Oh, fuck, yes.
But
I always say yes.
Yeah.
I always say yes. This changed my career.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. And I think this did, and then the confidence I got behind this, I felt like I could start my own a solo podcast. Podcast is where it's at.
Yeah.
Because, but your social media presence is so awesome. I would think it would naturally transition into one.
I guess. I don't know. I just didn't know like what to do, how to even start.
This setup's complicated only because I was doing it by myself for so long.
Yeah.
And all you really need is an H6 or an H4n Zoom recorder.
Yeah.
And mic cords and mics. That's all you really need. Ari still does his on his H4 with 2 mics. That's it. That's all. And you really only need 1 mic, to be honest, if you're going to do a solo one. And then, but what happened was I was setting it up so much and then taking it down that I kind of wanted something where everything was wired in. Like I never had the right one wire would click and I never knew which wire I was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And so I brought in Halston and then we just put everything and I'd like to take it up one level. I want to get a TriCaster. I want to get 3 cameras. I think we're going to do that.
It's a TriCast. I'm so done with
TriCaster's
technology.
It is it's basically where you can line edit it. So he could just, as you talked, he'd hit a button and it would go the camera. It would cut to the camera on you.
Oh, I see.
And then he could cut to a wide shot of us, and then a camera on me.
Gotcha.
And I'd like to get the cameras put in place so that they're not ever just floating around.
Right.
There's a lot I'd like to do with this podcast, but I'm a little overwhelmed. I think.
You're a busy guy.
Right now I am. Right now I don't understand how people that are genuinely busy. Like you're still good friends with Chelsea, right?
Yeah, I'm still friends.
I don't understand how someone like her does it.
Well, at that point, you have like a big team around you.
I guess.
You have she has like several assistants and she just pays a lot of people to help her out.
I guess.
I mean, she's still very busy though.
Do you think you'll ever get to the place where you start traveling with the team?
I hope so.
Do you want to? But you're such a one-person show right now.
I know. Sorry. I mean, I'll never be like that person that needs like a big entourage. To me, that's like I would look so goofy. Because people's entourages are usually full of like cool people, and I would be like, I don't know. Here's my fiance and my maid Blanca.
My maid Blanca.
Because I don't know how to do anything. No. I would love for Blanca to go with me, but I doubt she would.
You've been working legit for 10 years now?
Yeah, almost. I've been at it forever.
Where did you start? I'll tell you my Fortune origin story.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
This is gonna sound shady at first. So
I was staring at you through your backyard.
The exact opposite. I'm sure I've said this on the podcast. So and I would be disingenuous if I wasn't honest. I was at the Hollywood Improv and you went up on stage and I had to go after you and you fucking murdered.
Oh, really?
Now at that time, I think, how long have you been doing stand up?
I started in 2007.
Okay, I've been doing it probably. I've been doing it 20 years this November.
Okay.
20 years.
Yeah.
So I was already in the game. I think I was already headlining.
Yeah.
I want to say it's just when you moved out to LA.
Yeah.
And I saw you and you came off stage and I was like, holy shit, like you murdered. I was like, and you were coming up. I was like, man, you were fucking hilarious. And you blew me off. You walked right. You went,
no, I know.
And
but hold on.
No, yep.
There's no way I heard you.
So I said, and then I think right after that you started doing Chelsea.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone. I wish I could remember exactly who. I'm sure someone will point it out and go, it was this podcast you were talking to that person?
Yeah.
And they said, they brought up your name and I said, yeah, man, I don't know. I think she blew me off. And they went,
she's a real bitch.
They go, you got the wrong person.
Yeah.
And I said, no, it's the right person. And they go, no. That is not her.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you follow her on social media? And I said, I don't think so. They said, follow her on social media. I started following you on social media. This must have been whenever I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said to you in the airport,
yeah,
you bring so much happiness.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But you do. And then I almost became infatuated with you. I'm not even joking, because there's parts of you that is just like just pure joy. And I started going, if I could bring more of that in my life,
I love
like
that.
just like The Insta stories are stupid. They're fucking stupid. I get it. I'm a 45-year-old man and I'm doing Insta stories. But if my Insta story that I put out there gets one person to giggle,
for sure,
then it's so worth it.
For sure.
Worth Tom and Ari and Joe all telling me what a fucking sellout I am because I use Insta stories.
They don't use Insta stories?
They don't use it. Tom does it to sell tickets. Ari would never use it.
Yeah.
His flip phone doesn't have a camera on it.
They're so fun, though.
And Joe will use it. Like if he's grilling something or he's eating jalapenos or something manly.
I just want to show you my meat.
Dude, that's all he used Insta stories for, was just, and you could see he was whatever he was into. He was like, not enough people are enjoying this. Yeah. Fucking smoked elk, jalapenos, kimchi.
Oh my God.
17 eggs.
Elk meat.
And so, but that you were the person that gave me confidence in like going, fuck what everyone says. This Insta stories is fun.
Oh, that's
you really get to enjoy, and I feel like I watch you and your fiance, and I'm like, I saw you and your mom in a fucking golf cart yesterday, 2 days ago.
We have a good time.
And I was like, how often are you back in North Carolina?
I have a place there.
Yeah,
I got a place back home, but just like 3 times a year. But sometimes I'll fly her out to a city if it's on the East Coast or in the South to meet me, because she's like older now, and she's been single for a really long time. And, I just feel she's been single since I was 12. And you just feel this sort of like responsibility. Like, I want to make sure she's okay. I want to make sure, she gets lonely, and you just want to like take care of your mom.
So wait, get me to the beginning. Okay. Like I want to know, there's so much I want to, first of all, you're like one of the, I don't know the right way to say this, but like you're one of the first people I've ever, like, I've always liked, this is going to come off so weird. I've always liked gay people. Yeah. I've always felt closer with gay people. But very seldomly have I found myself rooting for gay people.
Really?
Like, I think that's just a natural... Yeah. Like, you're taught in... It's one of those things about what we're noticing about representation in films. Right. Is so often you're taught to root for the ugly guy, Kevin James... Not Kevin James, but Kevin James. And, like the mediocre white male lead. Yeah. You're taught to root for them. Right. You're taught to root for the underdog. But very seldomly in media have you seen a gay character that you're taught to root for, where you go, oh, I hope they find love. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, probably because you don't see a lot of you don't get to see a lot of gay characters or people in the position of getting to get the girl or guy or whatever. Yeah. So we're just now coming to the point where we're getting some opportunities to be that person. Yeah. And I think you're one of those people that I started naturally. I think people find likability, like leading man likability in their guys. They go, Tom Segura is a leading man. He's going to do a sitcom. Because when I watch him on stage, but you're one of those people, one of the first people where I started noticing myself getting happy when you were happy, getting happy when you succeeded. Yeah. And I was like, oh, how cool that is where society's going. That's awesome. Maybe 20 years ago that wouldn't happen. Yeah, for sure. But I want to know about you before that started happening. Well, I'm going to tell you about that. But first off, I have to say about you seeing me in the club. Yeah. There, 100% I didn't hear you. I realize... Trust me, I realize that now. Oh, I so realize that now. Because I love you, and I've loved you for a long time. I've so realized that now, and I really wish I had have bad hearing, and so... For real? Yeah, like in one ear, I think it's... I don't know why. I don't have like a fun story. I think I just listened to music like in headphones when I was little, like way too loud. I'd go to bed with my headphones on every night. Yeah. So in like one ear, I have bad hearing. And my fiance, I'm constantly like, huh? What? And she thinks I'm not listening. I'm like, I promise you I'm listening. I just can't hear you. So yeah, I'm glad that we came full circle. I'm so happy that whoever I had that conversation with in the podcast. Probably Oprah. You know who it might have been? Might have been Josh. Josh Wolf? Might have been Josh Wolf. He's so nice. It was definitely probably one of the Chelsea we worked posse. At Chelsea together. But you grew up in North Carolina. So I grew up in North Carolina, a small town outside of Charlotte. Like how big? 5,000 people. That's small. It's 10,000 now. It's getting big. Really? It's like a cute little suburb of Charlotte almost now, but it's its own little thing. And when I was growing up, I couldn't wait to leave. I was just like, get me out of here. There's nothing to do. Yeah, it was like dead as a doornail. And now I love it. I bought a place there, which is crazy to me. That all those years I wanted to get the heck away from there, and I moved to LA. I've been out here 15 years,
And there I am, going back home.
How crazy
whenever
is that?
I
can put I can wrap my head around 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Because Leanne, my wife, grew up in a town of 1,200.
Oh wow!
And which is
yeah.
She was a screenwriter when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
They used to sell her scripts that she wrote in the Piggly Wiggly.
Whoa!
They would sell them for like $5. You could buy her script.
That's amazing.
People had read her scripts.
Yeah.
When are you gonna write your next one?
Well, see, that's the thing. That was the nice thing about living in a small town like that. Everybody did know each other.
Yeah.
And when I started stand up after I moved to LA, like people were so supportive. They thought, because people now will be like, oh, or people that you grew up with, like so proud of you. I'm like, they were proud of me when I moved here and like made it a year of like, paying my rent. They was like, good for you. That's tough. And so like they've been proud of me for a long time. So yeah, I grew up there and I went to college in Raleigh, North Carolina, women's college.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know I was gay then, which seems crazy. Straight, obviously.
Did you have any idea? Did you feel just like
I knew something was off. Like I knew that I was a little too intense about certain friends. Like I would get really bummed out if they would go like on a date with a guy, and I just thought it was because we were such good friends. I was protective. I didn't. Yeah. It seems very naive now, but it was a different time. It was. I went to college in 1998, and the internet.
Right when I left college. By the way, I was 26 at the time.
Yeah, but it was a different time back then.
It really was.
The internet was not what it is now, and the accessibility to things was not what it is now, and not many people had cell phones. There was no YouTube. Like Will and Grace was not on the air. There was no like you talking about representation. There was zero representation. Anyone that I knew from my hometown that was gay, they were in the closet, or like
Ellen was still in the closet.
Yeah, Ellen was still in the closet, and like I remember Rosie had her talk show, and you're just like, I don't really think she loves Tom Cruise like she says she does. Yeah. You just knew something was off. But like even in my hometown, someone who I was like, this guy's clearly gay. He was like married to a woman. Yeah. And you're just like, okay, you just kind of take it for what it is. And so I just didn't have that, like, I didn't see myself in anything to like sort of bring that out of me. And so yeah, I just, but I focused on, I was kind of an overachiever. I focused on like doing well in school, and I was involved in like a million clubs, and I played 3 sports year round.
What sports?
I played tennis. I played college tennis and soccer, and then I also, growing up, played basketball and softball.
Wow.
All the gay sports.
I think all sports are gay.
I know, right?
God, they said Aaron Hernandez, the guy that killed the Patriot. Yeah. They're saying he's gay now.
But I thought that was always speculated.
It was always speculated, but I'm listening to a podcast about him. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, he was gay since he was a kid. Oh, and his dad forced him into a fucking dark closet.
Oh, really?
Like just I mean,
that's tough.
You can't forgive his dad, right? Obviously, because it's sad to do that to a child. Yeah. But his dad was, probably now is like a 60-year-old Puerto Rican man. Yeah. He didn't grow up with any idea of acceptance.
Very like a big no-no.
Yeah. I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, it's all right. I don't even know what I was saying.
You were saying you played sports, all the gay sports.
But you asked if I had siblings. I have 2 older brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they were a big influence on me. I was a tomboy. That's what, tomboys are what you are before you know you're a lesbian.
I was a tomboy, my youngest.
Before you were a lesbian?
Hardcore. Well, I think I've said this on stage, and I don't have a problem saying this. I hope, just knowing full well that there are people in the middle of the country that aren't as comfortable as we are, but right. I think Leanne and I are wondering if I think Isla will be gay.
If you'll be gay?
No, if Isla, my youngest.
I was like,
I'm definitely.
Like you and your wife are wondering if you're gay.
I've always thought my wife is gay. I'm not even joking. When I first started dating her, I ran her by my lesbian friends. Yeah. I was like, do you think she's gay? And they're like, no. I was like, hold on.
You're like, okay, good.
Because if you hang out with my wife, she just has got like a I don't give a fuck attitude that I only witness in gay women. Yeah.
But there's, but now clearly it's not just a gay thing. Yeah. Some women are just have that thing. But you're talking about your daughter.
My youngest daughter is a tomboy. Is not comfortable with showing any skin on any level.
Yeah.
Is not comfortable with femininity. Mm-hmm. It is not into boys, but like is like.
Is she like super tight with her friends?
Yeah, really tight with her friends.
But like in a way that, well, you'll kind of pick up if she has like some really good friends and she starts to get upset about those friends.
She's pretty dead inside, like my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she's like, she really does not. She's like, when I was a kid, I used to like fall in love with women that didn't give a fuck about me.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Oh, it was like it defined me.
I mean, it's hard though, because like, yeah, that unrequited love is tough. I went through that a lot just because, you know, because I came out late. Once I came out, I started to continue that pattern of falling for like straight girls or people that just didn't feel the same about me, because I was so used to putting affection onto people that weren't giving it back to me. So that pattern continued for a while. It's tough to break.
I did that my whole life. I still think my wife's
changed?
barely that. I don't know. I think I married a chick that just gave up.
She just was like, all right, fine.
I swear to God.
You'll do.
I've said a number of times, I love you so much more than you love me. Like I've said that all the time, and she doesn't even go, "Oh, you're crazy." She goes, "Stop!" Like fucking enough. I get it. Jesus Christ.
She's like, "I married you. What else do you want?"
She's actually said that
verbatim.
Yeah, like verbatim.
That was in her vows.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that is who I was always attracted to.
Yeah.
I wasn't attracted to flighty women, meaning women that were looking for a better party.
Right.
I was attracted to what I didn't think I could get. I think that enticed me.
Yeah, I get that.
What I could get, I never liked.
You were just like, it wasn't quite as exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you like the chase in it, do you think?
Oh, I love the chase. I love the development deal. I don't like the production. I like the development deal. I used to say, it's the same thing with stand-up, though.
Yeah.
I've talked to my therapist about this. I like getting in creativity's pants. I don't like marrying creativity. Yeah. I don't like shooting a special. I don't like preparing for the special. I like writing for the special.
Right.
Like if you told me you have a special in 10 years that they're going to pay you $10 million so you don't have to worry about money, I'd be like, fuck yeah. I'll write because I love writing.
Do you? God, I wish I loved it. I have to do it, but I don't love it.
Oh, I love it more than anything. It's I can't even tell you what it is. It's almost like a first kiss.
Yeah.
For me, writing. So like when I get into the preparing the special, meaning like I've got my material all kind of like on paper. I've got my list.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now it's time to dial it in, tighten it, pull out what's weak, and really punch up what's great. And that takes about 150 shows for me, roughly. Okay. For me to go through.
To get your special.
To get my special, like it'll take maybe, maybe a year to write, for me to write and really feel like I've explored everything I want to explore. Maybe a little more, and then dialing it in is a different story. And I crammed in I think 150 spots, meaning hours, right leading up to the special this time. Yeah. But that's where I'm filming every set. I'm watching every I'm watching it. I'll do audio and video, so I'll pair them up so that I have tight, because clean audio for me is imperative in watching it.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's the little nuances that you don't hear in a fucking
in your face and stuff. Yeah.
And so but yeah, like the writing of material, I love it. Today it's almost like it's almost like there's a wide open field and everything's possible. Today I saw, this is not, I don't know where this would ever make it my special. Yeah. But today I saw a guy eating a banana, right? But from afar, my vision's going bad. From afar, I thought the peels of the banana were his hand. I thought his hand was up like this. Like like almost like this, and I was like, oh my god, poor guy, what's going on with him? And then I saw him licking his hand. He's eating the banana. He's eating his hand, but I thought he was licking his hand. I go, ooh, this guy's got it bad. Like this guy's, and he's sitting with a really beautiful woman.
Yeah,
and they're sitting on the corner of Hollywood and Gower, and he's just sitting there licking his hand, and I'm looking at it, and then I realize it's a banana, and I start laughing hysterically, and I'm like, that's what I love. I love taking in the world,
right? Yeah,
and then
finding a way to put that back out there,
or saying something funny at a party and knowing that has infinite opportunities in my act to find its way in.
Yeah, well, you have such a funny take on things that
I think it's, I don't know. I don't know. Were you always funny growing up?
Not really. I mean, people always ask my family that. They're like, was she just cracking you guys up? They're like, no, she's like the least funny of all of us.
I'm the least funny in my family.
Yeah, because I have there's a lot of characters in my family.
I bet your brothers are fucking hilarious for some reason.
They were. But then they became dads. That's what happens when you become a dad.
Do they live in the same hometown you grew up in?
No, one lives in South Carolina now, and the other one moved to the beach of North Carolina, so across the state. And he he is really funny, but he was the wild one when we were growing up, and like the party guy, and then he joined the Coast Guard and became very military, very a rule follower, by the book, and then he had kids, and so he's a great guy. I love both my brothers very much, but they're a little more serious now as we get older, and just being in the military, he'll crack jokes, but there's not that like jovialness that he used to have.
What about your dad? Was he in the picture?
My dad, my parents split like when I was 12, so he wasn't around as much, but like he would, pop up every couple weeks, or I'd go stay with him every couple weeks. And I think like once I got to college, he started to want to be around more, and I think our big bonding moment, we had like a father-daughter weekend at my women's college, and I remember like thinking like, am I gonna ask my dad, because he doesn't really like to do stuff, like he would never go to my sports games or anything. And then he said and so we had this like weekend together for the first time. It'd been we had, growing up, he was always around, but for that chunk of time between their divorce and college, he was kind of doing his own thing. And then it like really brought us back together. As I was like, my dad, I love my dad. And
really, what did he do for a living?
He has, he's had many jobs.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, he was like a traveling salesman for like cleaning products, and then he like was a manager at a trucking company, and then he retired and realized that it's hard to live off of retirement, and he went back to work. He's actually the head janitor at an elementary school.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the only male on the whole campus, and all the little kids love him. And my mom was a teacher, so we were very much working class.
Yeah.
Very broke. We had no money. But everybody started working. I started working when I was 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing what? Ice cream?
I wish. I started working at the recreation department in my hometown.
Everyone I knew always had a job at an ice cream parlor.
At an ice cream parlor. They wouldn't let me. I would have eaten all the ice cream. They're like, no, you're bad for business. I like had my parents sign the paperwork so I could start working early, before, I think 15 is when you legally can. And then back, I don't know if the rules are still the same, but you could have your parents sign something. So I like helped teach t-ball and tennis, and I would line softball fields and pick up trash, and then like babysitting, like what everyone does.
I think it's so funny because you go, I wasn't funny growing up, but I would imagine you to be the person that you get a summer job with as a guy, and you fucking fall in love with because you guys just giggle nonstop.
Yeah, well, I would be funny like one-on-one for sure with like friends, but I was like in a chunky phase for a long time, so I was just like super fat and awkward. And then in 9th grade, I lost like 50 pounds. And it
really,
I don't know what, it just like gave me some sort of confidence that I never had. Because before that, I was like super shy. And then after that, I just sort of came out of my shell. And I remember I would watch like Saturday Night Live, like every Saturday night. I'd watch it and I'd tape it. And I'd memorize like the sketches. And then I'd go to tennis practice on Monday and recite all the, like, you know, Mary Catherine Gallagher sketches or things like that. And that would make people laugh.
By the way, you are just reading Isla's biography right now.
Oh, yeah?
Because Isla fell in love with Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fell in love with her. But she went through, and this is interesting, in that her modesty about clothes, she went through a phase. I mean, if you ask Segura and Christina about Isla, they go, oh, I only know her naked. She was naked her whole childhood. Never wore underwear up until like first grade, second grade. Like just a real free child. And then she broke both her arms.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, broke them like one. And then while this one was almost about to be done, broke the other one. I have a great video. I gave her 2 cake pops and she couldn't get them in her mouth. And but she and then she gained weight, and in the gaining weight, she got very modest and very quiet.
It'll really affect your personality. You just sort of go inward with everything, you know, and because when you're big like that and you're young, you don't want people to look at you. You're like, I just want to I just want to be in the corner. So I started observing. I was more of the observer for a long time, but then once I shed that weight, it allowed me to sort of be okay with sort of stepping up and having people look at me. And I remember like experiencing people laughing like in my group of friends, and I'd be like, wow, like I did that. I couldn't believe I did that. And every time it would give me a little more confidence to be funny. But I don't think naturally I almost had to like train myself to be funny and outgoing, because I'm a little more introverted than people realize.
Really?
Yeah, I love to be at home. I love to be like by myself with my dogs or I'm very comfortable being alone. But then I also love people, you know, so I have the duality with that. And you know, I'll go on the road and do stand up, and like especially when I was on Chelsea lately, everyone just assumed I was like a big partier. Because they'd see me on the show and I'd do all these crazy sketches. And so every city I went to, people were like, you know, wanting to like buying me tons of shots and wanting me to go out afterwards. And I'm like, I just want to go home to my hotel and watch TV.
For real?
Yeah, I was boring. I was pretty boring.
That's so funny. People assume I'm a big partier, and I'm the same way. I just want to. Just kidding. I definitely got myself thrown in the briar patch.
I've seen some videos of you.
Yeah, I party pretty fucking hard. I'm trying to figure out. I was not rightfully so. Probably I shouldn't have done this. But I was talking to my daughter about what I'm going to do this year.
Yeah.
Because I don't. The problem with this month where we don't drink and do drugs is Sober October. I come out of it going, I don't really want to do that again. I always get like, I got a month of like really healthy living. I feel good. I'm sleeping good.
Oh yeah.
Like I sleep so good right now.
That's awesome.
It's the best thing in the world to go.
It's important.
Yeah. I love sleeping right now.
Yeah.
I like waking up early. I like making coffees. Like coffee is like fucking funny shit.
Yeah, coffee's the best.
When you're drinking hard, coffee is like,
it's like a little treat all of a sudden.
No. When you're drinking hard, coffee can be a hardcore accelerant in like just uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
If I have coffee when I'm drinking, I think because my blood sugar is fucked up, I can get shaky and feel like I'm having a panic attack.
That's no good.
But when I'm not drinking, I'm putting back coffee all day long. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Are you a big coffee person?
I love coffee.
Really?
Yeah, I drink it. I go every morning. I know I should make it at home. It's like my one splurge. I go buy it every morning.
It's such a treat to go get yourself coffee.
I know. I don't know what it is about getting it in the cup. And
do you go to the Starbucks right up there?
I have, but my favorite place is Groundworks. Have you ever been there? So I did this thing. I kind of did what you did. I did a sober month of but foods too, and no alcohol. And
really, this month?
No, it was earlier this year. It's called the Whole 30. It's like keto.
I've heard about that.
But it's like an elimination diet. It's like for 30 days. It's no sugar, no dairy, no gluten, no alcohol, soy, any of that stuff.
Wow.
And because I had really put on the pounds, especially when my fiance moved in with me. We're just like, let's eat and be on the couch every night.
There's no better. When Leanne and I got engaged, I wasn't drinking at the time, and she was introducing me to movies.
Yeah.
and I was like 186 pounds. I felt great. I was in great shape. I'd fucking fall in love. Moved in together. I'm not partying. I don't care about partying. And I started making elaborate desserts.
Oh yeah.
There's no better feeling than making a ice cream sundae with a hot fudge brownie underneath and just watching the Philadelphia Story.
Eating it together. You're so in love. Yeah, we just both just like blew up. I was always big, but it got out of control. So the beginning of this year, we were just like, we are gonna die. We have to reel it in. So we did that. And when I did that, a month of none of that stuff, I started drinking milk alternatives. So I really am into like oat milk right now and cashew milk. And I don't put sugar in my coffee, but Groundworks makes their own cashew milk, and it's awesome. You should try it.
I've never had cashew milk.
It's good. It's got like a little natural sweetness in it.
Well, cashews are really tasty. Someone says, I had an argument with, Allison Rosen?
I'm sure I do.
She's great.
I'm really bad with names, but
she thinks almonds are the best of nuts.
No.
I
don't think so.
What's your favorite nut?
Cashews are the best of nuts.
Oh, no, that's it. I'm sorry. She said cashews.
Okay. What is your favorite?
Honestly, pecans.
That's your favorite?
I love a pecan. I like pecans. I like, there's a nut I think I got out of North Carolina called Redskins. It's nuts that have the shell taken off, but the skin's still on it.
Oh, I haven't had that.
They're fucking amazing. I'm going through a big nut phase right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, like dry roasted peanuts. I'm fucking murdering. I'm going through a big protein bar nut phase right now.
A lot of nuts. Bert's going through a nut phase.
But I drink almond milk. Almond milk
is good. But I mean, almond milk is the best of the milk alternatives because it doesn't have a lot of sugar. Cashew milk does have, and oat milk has some sugar in it. It's natural, but almonds probably the healthiest.
Is it better off milk, do you find?
I mean, I am not an expert on dairy, but you know,
for you?
For me, yeah, because my dairy makes my skin break out. And, there are people have all kinds of different thoughts on dairy, whether or not it's good or bad. That's, I don't know. But for me, it cleared up my skin.
That's great. I have a rash on my cheek that has gotten bad and good, and I can't for the life of me figure it out.
Sometimes it's sugar or dairy, because I would get lots of.
Oh, I wonder if I should just do maybe I'll do that in November. Go clean, except for alcohol.
I'm putting alcohol back
pretty hard in November.
What's your alcohol of choice?
I don't know. I may reset my buttons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I may just go Moscato or something.
Not expecting Moscato.
I don't even know what Moscato is.
I'd like a sweet wine.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I've always been a Tito and sodas guy.
Okay.
But right now I'm editing. I just posted it on Instagram, a video of my body right before we started Sober October. And so I was 246. I was and I'm just looked bloated.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was, and I don't know if my liver's good, like all my enzymes are good. My health is good.
Did you guys do like a blood panel or something?
I did a full blood panel before, but it was all perfect. Not perfect, but nothing out of range.
Yeah.
And then I measured my entire body. And I can tell that I look deflated. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, a month of no alcohol, it's...
Well, I had like, if we're going to be fair, I had a week on a cruise with Bobby Kelly.
I saw that.
Eating. We were eating like fucking kings.
I know, because those cruises, you can eat like 1 million meals a day.
I was working out, but I was eating.
Yeah.
I might have gained 10 pounds just eating on that cruise.
Yeah.
I can gain weight really quick. I can gain 20 pounds like that.
Me too.
And I can shed it pretty quick. I think I'm probably down maybe, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what I weigh tomorrow.
Oh, you haven't weighed yourself? Oh, you're not supposed to weigh yourself the whole month?
I haven't, because I wanted to surprise myself.
Right, yeah. I bet you've lost probably like 10 pounds.
I hope 10 would be cool, but no one can see 10 pounds when you put it on video camera. No one's like, oh God, he looks great. You gotta lose 20.
Cameras adding 10 pounds.
I think I have a definite eating disorder problem.
Yeah. But in like what way? Like eating too much or?
Oh, well, that's one of them. I think it's across the board. I impulsively eat and compulsively eat. I can't stop myself. Like if I wake up from a nap, I will light up fucking Samoas. Yeah. Like a box of Samoas. I'll eat a box of Samoas. Yeah. And I don't have a problem chasing it with 2 candy bars.
Oh, wow.
Like,
really?
Like to the place where I'm like, it's a junkie. It's like a real, like I drink a lot, but I don't have a problem with booze the way I do with food.
I mean, obviously I have a food thing too.
But like, do you ever find yourself like going like, you can't stop yourself?
I don't eat, like I used to think I was crazy. I was like, I know I don't eat. I mean, I don't always make the best choices. I'm like, if I want like whatever, I'll be like, I'm just going to eat whatever. But I don't eat like a ton of it. And, but I've always been big. And when my fiance moved in with me, she was like, you really don't eat like crazy. I never eat like I'm not going to like Taco Bell at like 2 a.m. I'm not like your typical like, oh, they're just like eating in secret.
Yeah.
Just shoving tons of food down in my face. I just make bad choices, but I don't eat like a gross amount of food. I just put on weight so easy. My metabolism is just not what some people are blessed to have.
I wish I had the metabolism of my daughters. My daughters, right before you came, like we were sitting around. Georgia got out of school. Isla walked in the house, and Georgia was like, "You know what would be great right now?" And I go, "What?" And she's like, "Wetzel's Pretzels."
Oh yeah, did you guys go?
So we ran up to the. Oh motherfucker! I wonder what I did. Anyway, yeah, I just bought a big tuna. Pokey thing, and I Georgia brought it in the house, and now I can just envision it sitting where the dogs are, and they're murdering it.
Oh, that's what you were thinking about.
I should text Georgia real quick and see what she did with the fucking poke.
Hopefully the dogs aren't eating it right now.
But yeah, I didn't eat Wetzel pretzels. I have a double problem, is that I do get into a place where I can't shut it down. Yeah, I can't stop myself, and then I get to a place where I make really bad decisions also. Yeah. Pizza's my one. If there's pizza in our fridge, and I know that sounds so silly, but if there's pizza in our fridge, I will eat all of it. Yeah. And I'll eat it when I don't need to. Like I'll be doing real good. And then the alternative is where I'm at right now, where I'm almost not feeding myself. Yeah. Because I know I'm losing weight. So then I just go, it's almost like a control thing where I start going, just a little bite of protein bar. Yeah. Little bites, 300 calories. If you eat 100 calories of a protein bar, you're fine. 100 calories, you're fine. Coffee, more coffee. Right. Let's you know what? Let's get some tuna, raw tuna. Yeah. You know what? It's not a healthy diet.
Yeah. I'm probably the same with me when I did that whole 30. It was more like
I would like to do the whole 30.
You know?
I'm calling my daughter.
I lost 18 pounds on it in a month.
Did you really?
Yeah.
18 pounds in a month is fucking awesome.
I'm down 30 now.
Hey Georgia, did you put my tuna thing in the fridge?
No.
Can you make sure that the dogs haven't eaten it and throw it in the fridge for me?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
That's when kids come in handy.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's all over the couch.
But it's weird because like if somebody were to like put like a really healthy dish in front of me, and I would be like, I'll eat that and be happy with that and totally be fine. But if I'm left to my own devices of like a menu, all bets are off, you know?
Oh, no. I'll beat you on that. You know what I do? I order 2 of whatever.
Yeah.
I order I used to say, this is me ordering. God, I kind of want that, but I kind of want that. I'm going to get both of them. And then I'll just eat half of each, and then I'll eat both of each. Yeah. I said to Rogan one time, he's like, so you dieting? I wasn't even joking. I was like, you know what? I'm cutting back on appetizers. He was like, do you realize how fucking ridiculous that is?
You're like, whatever it takes.
Yeah, but if I just cut back on appetizers, maybe that'll be the...
He's like such a healthy guy though, right?
But I can't even wrap my... I'm at a loss of words for it right now because we're doing that fitness challenge. Yeah. And you really do... It is very clear how different he is than everyone else.
Well, he's like he probably approaches it like an athlete, right? Like
he definitely does. He 100% does. I mean, his workouts are outrageous. Like I'll just show you the standings of our fitness challenge right now. We're all wearing these heart rate monitors for the whole month. Yeah. And God damn it, Tom.
Whose idea was this?
Fucking Tom's such a cunt. It's Segura's. He's such a fucking idiot. He drives me nuts. Segura's. And so right now I have 8,500 points for the month. So you get, like a really solid workout is like 200 points. Okay. So, we're all putting in really hard workouts, usually two a day.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I have 8,500. Tom has 8,600. Ari has 9,100, and Joe has 11,000.
Oh wow!
So he's like so far ahead of us that there's no like, and he really does. I think he looks at food as a way to feed the machine.
The fuel,
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think there is an enjoyment. He loves to have a glass of wine.
Right.
I think he loves elk, but I think the fact that elk is good for him, I really think that his hunting is a byproduct of him staying healthier and focused.
Yeah, some people just have that mentality where food is completely just for fuel.
Yeah.
And that, and I'm like, good for them.
Dude, it's a reward. It's a reward for me. I've never been built
like that. And I wish I had a healthier view and relationship with food, but I didn't. I'm from the South. We like to eat. We're just like.
What's your favorite thing to eat in the South?
Anything with a biscuit. Just put a fried piece of chicken on a biscuit.
Country fried steak has, to me, with 2 eggs, over easy. Country fried steak with if you go to not Waffle House,
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. I love Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
to this day, I love Cracker Barrel.
So good.
I'm amazed how many times I went into Cracker Barrel and just fucked up 3,000 calories and didn't even think twice about it. Because now if I go to Cracker Barrel, I'm like, I should be running half a marathon today.
I mean, it's very fried, and they put a basket of biscuits and cornbread when you sit down, so you're already starting off on a bad note.
Have you ever had dressing where they
for Thanksgiving?
No, yeah, like it's like my wife's grandmother used to make it, and it was almost just like
it's like corn. It's like sage and stuff. It's like cornbread ish.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever had in my life.
It's really good.
Oh,
now we're just hungry.
So like say you sign a deal tomorrow.
Yeah.
Your own talk show.
Okay.
It shoots wherever the fuck you want it to shoot. Guests will come to you. Not a big deal. Mostly it's about you.
That sounds
you get your
awesome.
own studio. Where do you shoot it? Do you shoot in LA or do you go back to North Carolina?
I'd shoot it here.
Really?
I mean, I love North Carolina. I love going to visit, but LA's like gonna be my forever home.
For real?
Yeah, I love it here. I love the sunshine. I feel like sunshine just puts you in a good mood.
Yeah.
I know sometimes people miss seasons, but I travel so much like touring that I get a weekend of seasons and I'm good. I love waking up every day to the sunshine. And I have like really good friends here, and I've made it like it feels like a home now. And I would shoot it here.
It's like the nuclear community you build around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're so far away from your family when you first move here. Your friends become your family.
How did you make friends when you first got out to LA?
It was hard.
It's the scariest part of moving to a new city is making friends.
Oh my God, it was so hard, especially having lived in a small town where like you walk in a gas station and you can make a friend.
Yeah.
I moved to LA and like nobody wanted anything to do with me, and I sort of became introverted again. That like old shyness sort of settled back in my first 2 years here. I had a really tough time. I think I made like 1 or 2 friends in the first 2 years I was here. But I started making friends when I joined the Groundlings, the improv theater here in LA. I was like, and I only joined it with the goal of making friends. I never thought I was gonna be a comedian.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't move out to LA I'd never done stand-up before. I'd never done improv. I'd done theater in college, but I really sucked at it. I had like terrible stage fright. But
By the way, I know but knowing you and your act and seeing you so much of you, I'm imagining you being bad as funny being bad, but I'm imagining you like making eye contact with the audience going, right?
Like, yes. I was so mad. But also, in my defense, our theater director liked very weird, obscure plays, like plays no one had ever heard of, like stuff very modern, stuff where when you're in the South, people are like, what is this? Like, we just want to see like Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
And so he would always have those plays, which I never fit in with. So I'd end up in the sound booth half the time, just like press and play when it was time for the music. And so when I moved out to LA, and I remember I wanted to do improv. I went to one of those like improv Olympic shows, and I was like, I really want to do this. And they were like, we have a free class, come check it out. And I went to the free class being like, oh my God, this is so cool. And they were like, the classes are like $400 for 6 weeks. And I was like, I don't have $400. I mean, I was so broke for much of my life.
What was the leap from all girls college to LA?
So I was in my overachieverness in that part of my life, I was the student body president of my college, and ended up being voted to be the student speaker at graduation. And we had a commencement speaker who was an actress in LA who was from North Carolina. And
wait, how do I know who this is?
I don't know, Emily Proctor.
Have you talked about her before?
Like a while, like in some various things
Emily
here
Proctor,
and there. She was the blonde one on CSI Miami.
Yep, I know.
Yeah. So she and I just like hit it off, and she just was like, let me know if I could ever do anything for you. And I didn't really think there was anything that she could do, and there was nothing I wanted, but like through a random series of events that summer, she ended up offering me a job as her assistant in LA. And I was just like, oh, well, this is like a cool life experience. So I moved to LA to work for her, and I was a really bad assistant. So bad, because I'm not very type A. I'm very laid back, as you can see on my Insta stories.
I can imagine you going dry cleaning shit.
I would totally be like, I was just like a little flighty at times, like where I was like, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow, or or I would just like my main job was like take care of her cat, and I lost her cat like 4 times. And I was 23. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was in LA, totally overwhelmed. I can't imagine bringing someone out from tiny North Carolina, small town North Carolina, to LA and expect them to just go about LA figuring it out. I just was clueless, so I sucked balls at that
job. But it says something about your personality that someone like Emily Proctor would meet you and say, if there's anything I can do to help you, hey, why don't you come out and be my assistant?
It was awesome. It was so that, I'm always grateful to her for that. For like, I would not have come to LA.
You keep in touch with her?
No, we have a one of her best friends I keep in touch with, and I actually heard from her like a couple months ago, and she was like, oh, Emily says hi. Like, we don't have bad blood or anything. I mean, I sucked. She fired me for sure, but we're cool.
I lost her. My only job was watching. You had one job, Fortune.
I know. Her cat would like walk into the closet. I swear to God, there was like a portal to Narnia or something in there. It would disappear for like 2 hours, and I was like, oh my God, I can't find her cat. And I'd like call my mom in North Carolina like she could do anything, freaking out. And then the cat like 2 hours later would just like walk out being like, what's up, guys? And she would Emily would look in the closet too and couldn't find him. I don't know where he went.
Crazy.
But yeah, I definitely deserved to get fired because I just sucked at it, But from there, it motivated me to like figure out what my life was going to be here in LA. I started writing while I was working for her. I started writing part-time as an entertainment journalist. Her neighbor worked for the LA Daily News and was like, oh, I heard from your graduation speech that you can write. And do you want to start covering movie premieres for me? I was like 23, 24. I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So like I had this like random entertainment journalism career for like the next 8 years.
Holy shit.
And so that was like my day job. And then at night I started taking improv classes to make friends, and my teachers were just like, oh, you're funny, you should keep doing this. And then like it quickly became a passion. So during the day I would like interview celebrities, and then at night I would be doing sketch shows and improv shows. And then 2 years after I started the Groundlings, that's when I started stand-up at the Comedy Store.
Really? You started at the store?
Yeah, I took a stand-up class. Do you know Adam Barnhart?
I do.
He does. I don't know if he still does. He used to do shows every Sunday night in the Belly Room.
I do. I know the name.
Yeah, he's been around the Comedy Store for a while, and so he taught a class, and someone was like, "Oh, I'll take his class," and it's just kind of what got me started. And then he, after I finished his class, he was like, you know, if you want to do the music for my show, I'll give you 10 minutes every Sunday night. So it was a brand new stand-up to like, no, you know, I had 10 minutes every week. Like it was huge because like normally in the beginning you get like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like scrambling to get that, you know? So I got to like build material a lot faster than most new comics. So I went through the store, I think, a little bit quicker than some people. So like about a year and a half after starting the Belly Room, Brett Ernst saw me at a show and was like, oh, you should, you know, you need to showcase for Mitzi. And so he like put in a good word for me. And then like I think 6 months later I got to showcase, and that just 2 years into stand up. And then Mitzi passed me as not a full paid regular, but as the you can perform in the Belly Room on
Did you just see my oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's my daughter Isla.
She just walked by in a giant dinosaur costume. Hi. They're like, don't mind us.
I was just going to comment on that. Georgia looks like she's dressed to impress.
Yeah.
And then Isla walked by in a fucking dinosaur costume.
Dinosaur costume. They are definitely your kids.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So wait, so you got passed as
like not a quite a paid regular, but like they did the in-between thing where it's like you can perform on Fridays in the Belly Room.
And is that where you met Chelsea?
No. So I did Last Comic Standing in 2010, and that was just 2.5 years in the stand-up. And
holy shit,
I know it was. Is
that almost overwhelming though?
Yeah, I was way in over my head.
Because at 2.5 years, I mean, at 20 years, I feel very competent to do something like that.
Maybe it was 3 years, but not still. That's like nothing.
At 3 years, at 3 years, I was way in over my head, and I had a couple TV shows at the time. And I had maybe 14 minutes. And people want you to do an hour. Yeah. You're like, oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was 3 years in, but I had been I like hit the ground running when I started stand up. I was doing like 6 nights a week, just as many shows as I could. Really? Like I just like was like, and you were naturally really funny, like just naturally on stage.
It just felt comfortable, you know. It just felt like something I was like, oh, this fits me. And the 2 years in improv definitely helped, because even though I was 3 years into stand up, I was 5 years into comedy.
Improv will teach you improv is. I would, if I could start all over, probably knowing what I know now, I probably would have just gotten in improv classes.
It frees you, like, so that it got rid of all my stage fright, and it gives you this confidence that no matter what, you'll figure it out. So by the time I got to Last Comic Standing, I was 5 years into comedy, 3 years into stand up. I just didn't have the material. Yeah. So I did like 4 episodes and then didn't move on. And people were like, "You got robbed." I'm like, "You guys, I had the perfect amount of time. I would have eaten it so hard if I had gone one more episode. I had no more material. Yeah. I used everything I had, you know, that was clean." And I mean, I remember like calling Karen Kilgariff, being like, "I don't know what to do." Like, you know, and she would help me with a couple jokes. And And then 6 months after Last Comic Standing, I submitted to be a writer on Chelsea's show.
So you didn't meet Chelsea beforehand? Mm-mm. You guys got along so fucking well.
Yeah.
I just assumed that she had known you from the clubs.
They did a big search for a new writer, got tons of submissions. I don't know how mine got through because I had never written on a TV show, just the journalism stuff. And I got a meeting with the producers, and then they came to see me at the Groundlings. By that point, I was in the Sunday Company, doing sketch comedy every week. And
so you're still doing sketch at Groundlings while doing stand-up? Yeah, I did them
both at the same time, which was really tough.
Did you have any hopes of getting on SNL?
Yeah, I tested twice for them.
Really?
They flew me out twice, yeah. 2 summers in a row, 2009, 2010. I came so close.
Really?
And like everybody wanted me, but they were just like, Lauren's the last speed bump, and he's like on the fence. I just don't think he was into me, and that
really?
It's a personal.
You seem like a no-brainer for that show.
It would have been, that was my dream. That's your dream when you're young, and that's because I grew up watching Saturday Night Live, and I had, my friends were getting on the show, and my agent.
Who were you friends with that got on the show?
Taron Killam got on the show. He was there. He just left like 2 seasons ago. Now Chris Redd's a good buddy of mine, and Melissa Villasenor. Mikey Day's a good friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very close, and I tested twice, and Lauren and Kristen Wiig came to see me and a few other people at the Groundlings. So he saw me 3 times.
I would have thought. I came to terms very quickly in my stand-up career that I wasn't getting on SNL.
Yeah.
And SNL had been a dream for me too. I thought that's where I'd end up.
Yeah.
And then like, not even joking, like 2 months into stand-up, I was like, oh, I'm not getting on SNL. I can't do an impression of anyone.
Impressions are hard. I can't do them either. But
I would watch guys do impressions like DC Benny was so good at like a 1 second impression, nailing it, going like, this is Jeff Goldblum getting an eye exam, or this is ... and I could not do an impression to save my fucking life.
I did like caricatures of people. They weren't like exact impressions.
I couldn't even do that. I couldn't do anything. Like when I got into stand-up, I didn't know how to do what I do today. I literally, but I could do it, but when it happened, it would be good. But I didn't know how to get there on a regular basis, and I couldn't do anything. So I did a lot of what I did was just kind of like stupid young comic shit for like fucking 15 years.
Yeah,
of just like.
You're just finding your voice.
Yeah, you're finding your voice, but it's like I didn't know how to do. I mean, I don't know. I think I found my voice very early and then lost it.
Right. I did all characters and impressions for both my auditions. I regret not doing stand-up.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I don't know why. I think because the irony of the whole thing is if I had the skills then that I have today, it might have been a whole different ballgame. How I've grown since 2009 or 2010 to today is like night and day.
But you're still young. They could definitely still put you on.
I don't know. I feel like that ship has sailed. I feel like a little too old for that show now.
I'd do it at 45.
Yeah, that 45 you would do it.
Fuck
I don't know.
They need grown-ups in there too.
It's a tough job.
I'd leave my family and go live in New York for $2,500 a week.
Yeah,
that's what they get paid.
They don't get paid anything.
They get paid nothing, and you're like.
And that's the hard part. You feel like you're kind of starting over in a way. But
no, I'd do 1 season at SNL and then I'd quit on air.
They make you sign for 7 years.
I quit on air. Final episode. Fuck this! I quit. Suck my dick. I'll be on tour.
That's true. All you gotta do is cuss and they'll fire you.
Yeah,
cuss on live television, but it wasn't meant to be. But my agent was their casting director. As soon as she left, she called me up. So I know I did a good job. I wasn't for him, and I'm not for everybody, and no one's for everybody. You have people that like you and people that don't, What was your experience like on Chelsea? I got to be honest with you. I have like a subtle, like, I'd say crush is the right word, but a little bit of an infatuation with Chelsea. Oh, really?
Yeah, but
it's a chase. Is that chasing you? She'd be like a woman that's like hard to get.
Yeah, probably.
And
I called her a cunt in my last special. But I think I don't think she'd enjoy it, but still.
You don't think she'd enjoy being
I don't think
cunt?
she definitely wouldn't enjoy it. It was because Ida was saying the word cunt at a pool. She didn't know what it meant. She was just saying it.
Yeah.
I said, I walk up, there she is yelling at the top of her lungs like she just got done working with Chelsea Handler. Because Chelsea always had the reputation of being difficult to work with, to say the least. You don't have to say anything. I've heard the other people said so.
Well, like you said earlier, she just took to me right away. I don't know why or how. Like, when I was interviewing with her, I for sure thought I didn't get the job. Like 10 minutes into my interview, she was sitting on a couch like that. She just stood up in the middle of, I think I was talking. She just stood up. She's like, okay, thanks for coming. And I was like, oh, she hates me. Like, I did not get the job. And then they call me the next morning. They're like, you got the job. I'm like, what? Like, and I just learned, like, from the big, like, day one of my interaction with her, she's different. And, like, she's not someone to take things personal with. Like, and I think that's where
a lot of people worked with her, took things personal.
Yeah, and I think that's where, if anyone did have a difficult time working with her, was based on they would take it personal. And I figured out her personality right away. And I was just like, oh, she's just who she is. She's just like, gets to the point. She's short, she knows what she wants. She's busy. She doesn't waste time. Like, that's not anything. I didn't do anything. There's nothing against me. And then she's going about her life.
Yeah, I definitely would not have existed well on that show. I take things very personally.
Really?
Oh.
Well, I think just like having my like two brothers, they razz me all the time, and I just got that thicker skin and just learned to not be I can be sensitive for sure.
Oh, I'm so fucking sensitive.
I mean, I'm a Cancer. I can be very sensitive.
Her dog. Well, she has two dogs. One of them's named Bert.
Yeah.
She chastised her dog, and I felt it.
You feel like you were getting reprimanded?
What happened was last year, I want to say it was last year, I think that's when I really started picking up on Instagram, or maybe it was a year, maybe it was 2 years ago. But I went on a ski trip, and she was on a ski trip, and she ended up skiing for a month. I
was like, is she ever coming home?
And that is when I was like, I would like every morning I'd be like, is she still skiing? Like, and then I started. That's when I started following on her Instagram, and then I think she just got that dog Bert, and then her dog's Bert. It's like, Bert, get in bed with me, and I was like, is she talking to me? Is she talking? And then when I got ready to do my special, I was like, I'll throw a little homage to Chelsea in there, but I've lost. There are a lot of women have come after me because I called her a cunt.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Women have different opinions of the word, but
women, everyone gets offended by things, and people are allowed to. Yeah,
that's ultimately what it is. We're in a time where someone gets offended no matter what.
Yeah, and someone's going to get upset about something. And sometimes outrage is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's measured. Sometimes people have a legit point, and you go, and I think our job is to go, I got to ignore the ones that are outrageous, and then I got to listen. Mm-hmm. Those guys who just ignore all of it isn't healthy. Yeah. Like, I'll never apologize for a joke. Yeah. But I will stop telling a joke based on someone's feelings. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example of that, but like I had a joke that I used to tell a long time ago about something about getting a blowjob for my wife, and this woman got really upset by it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really upset. And I just said in my head, I was like, it's an old joke. It's already been on a special. Yeah. And then more importantly, like, because that's the flaw with being the thing that no one's noticing in the changes that are happening. The flaw with being a straight white male is that we've been living in a society that hasn't really been calling us on our shit for a very long time. Yeah. And so it's very easy to not allow people to call you on your shit and just go, don't fucking come on, man. It's a joke. Right. It's a joke. And then once you, it's not woke, but once you get to a place where you're like, yeah, that is pretty fucked up. I wasn't hearing it from that perspective. Right. Like Todd Glass's perception on the word gay, to call things gay. Yeah. I think that I was oblivious when he came out on Marin's podcast, said the reason I like it is because if you're a young kid coming to terms with sexuality and you hear your friends calling a shirt gay or a car gay and it's not the
negative connotation,
then that applies to you. And I was like, That makes sense. I was like, oh, cool, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of, I don't know what we were talking about. But part of people getting offended is going like...
You're talking about calling Chelsea a cunt.
Yeah, whatever. I'm never going to meet her.
I doubt it. I doubt that's true. I bet you will meet her. No. I can't believe you haven't met her.
When will we ever meet?
Well, she's like constantly traveling. She's
traveling.
Seen her
I think she's got a new Netflix show.
Yeah, she's a busy lady.
I'm fucking about to start a tour.
Yeah.
For the next 8 months.
I know.
If we run into each other.
I'm just glad. I mean, she gave me a job. Honestly, at a time where I had been pounding the pavement just trying to get something to happen, and I had tried out for the SNL twice and 2 summers in a row, no go on those, and I was getting from every angle like, we don't get you, we don't get what you do.
Really?
Like, me being different was not a positive thing. And
are you serious?
Yeah, I mean,
because it's such a positive thing now.
Now it is. It's finally like come to be one of my best assets. But back then it was not. I mean, it took me forever to get representation. Even after I got my manager, even when I got Chelsea, I had agencies telling me no. They wouldn't even take a meeting with me. Even after I had been on Chelsea Lately for 3 to 4 years. I had sold 2 pilots, shot one of them with Tina Fey as a producer, had just booked a guest spot on Mindy, which turned into a series regular. But before that turned into a series regular, 2 of the big agencies would not even take meetings with me. And I was like, what? Like, what do I got to do to like be an asset to, these people? And at this point, I've found my, the perfect fit. And so it doesn't matter in the long run. But you're always like trying to prove yourself to people out here. But like,
weren't you on John Mulaney's show?
Yeah, I did like 3 episodes of that.
You did. You've worked a ton.
Yeah, I've been lucky to be in a lot of things. But I mean, Chelsea really opened that door. She was the first person that was like, you're different. And I like it. That appeals to me.
She had a good knack for finding really talented people and showcasing them. I'd always wanted to get on that show because I love entertainment news. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
What's so funny is I really wanted to get on that show too as a panelist, and I got told no like 5 times.
Are you serious?
He said I was too laid back, but it never went. I realize now it never went up to Chelsea.
It just went where
it went, and I was told no.
Fucking Chris Frangiola.
But then once I was hired and they got to know me and my personality, they're like, oh, she's just laid back, but she is funny.
Oh yeah.
And that show was very rapid pace,
it was such a great show.
So but
such a great
it was a
jumping off place for all of you guys.
For sure.
But it really showcased your personality.
Yeah, and I would have never gotten the opportunity to be on the show had I not been hired as a writer first.
Yeah.
So I kind of got the chance to prove myself, but then once I left Chelsea, I left Chelsea early before it ended to pursue acting because that was always my goal. And then after that, the doors started opening a lot more.
You left Chelsea. You left. That should be noted. You left a paycheck.
That was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life.
But because why? Because you weren't being able to go out and audition?
Well, I had always wanted to be an actor. Like my dream was to have some sort of sitcom or something.
Yeah. And
I even told her that long before I thought about leaving. She asked like, "What's your dream?" And I was like, "To have my own sitcom." And I got the opportunity to be in a Tina Fey pilot. And
what was that pilot?
It was called what was it called? Cabot College. It was for Fox. And when you're a full-time writer on a show, you can't also be an actor. So I had to pick one. And at the time, we didn't know that the Chelsea show would be ending. We didn't know what the future held, and I had to make that really tough call because I was getting a steady paycheck, and I loved that job. I loved it.
Seemed like such a fun show.
It was. I loved the people. We laughed all day, every day. But
oh my God, that's a fucking
it was
impossible conundrum.
It hurt my heart so bad. I was like, because I love those people. They're like family, and I love just being a part of it, and I love having a steady paycheck. And it was one of those things where you're just like, I've got to take the risk. I might fall flat on my face, but I didn't come out here to be safe. You know, I didn't come out here to play it safe and to, you know, the easy thing is to just take the job. Stick with your job and take the paycheck and be comfortable. Yeah. But I was like, I gotta take the leap. I gotta do it. And maybe I will regret it, but just something inside of me was like, you gotta go. And that was the hardest thing in the world. She didn't want me to go. And, you know, and I just was like, I love you, but I gotta do this.
I'm fantasizing right now about a scenario which does not exist. It does not exist of Chelsea sitting at her desk and you in her office and Chelsea picking apart what she doesn't like about Tina Fey. I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't exist, but I'm fantasizing about
that bitch.
Oh God, Chelsea. Man, for those people that don't know or just know her as like a personality, she was fucking bitingly funny.
Yeah,
on
she's
stage,
very quick, very witty and smart.
Oh, she just and. I remember her getting into a fight with another comedian. I won't say his name.
In a comedy club?
No. In life.
Oh, okay. Like a verbal fight?
No, the comedian was doing the comedy club and she was doing the arena.
Oh, okay.
And they were staying at the same hotel. Uh-huh. And she was having drinks outside.
Yeah.
The comedian walked in and saw her. Uh-huh. And went over to say hi to her, and he was a big movie star comedian.
Oh,
he was
really?
like a big comedian. Mm-hmm. Went over to say hi to her, and I guess she just kind of was like, she was partying, and she was like, oh, hey, what's up? And kind of, I guess he blew her off, and he made a comment on Twitter about her.
Oh, really?
And I remember talking to him, and he said that, and I was like, oof, I would not do that. In my head, I was like, I wouldn't fuck with Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like, I just seen enough of her stand-up to go like, and then she just replied to his comment, and just annihilated him.
Oh, really?
And then the hordes of Chelsea Lately fans just attacked this guy.
Oh, man.
And he was,
I don't think I was around then yet, because I don't remember that.
Did you go on tour with her at all?
I did a couple shows. I would have gone on tour with her, but I ended up leaving at the time where her new tour was starting. So I left.
Shit.
I left not only a paycheck and a job, but I knew I would have to walk away from her tour as well.
Did you get to work with Tina Fey?
So I did that pilot, and it was amazing, so fun. It was supposed. This is the irony of life. It got picked up like unofficially, and then the president of the network got fired. And so the new people...
Is that Kevin Riley?
Yeah, Kevin Riley.
Motherfucker.
Got fired.
Fucking Kevin Riley.
The new people...
The number of times that guy gets fired and we lose jobs. Fucking whatever you're doing, Kevin,
yeah,
stop.
He's at, what, TBS now?
He's at TBS
he's
now.
Doing fine.
I had him at Fox. I had him at FX.
Oh, did you,
I've had him as my president twice and he got fired.
Oh, really?
Like fucking twice.
Yeah, he got fired and the new people came in and were just like, no thanks. And the show just goes away like that. I mean, it never made it to air, but I think that show would have been awesome too. So that didn't go, and I was like, oh my God, I just left my job.
Oh.
But by that time, it then was announced that Chelsea would be leaving. So then I knew, I was like, okay, I didn't like, I'm missing out. I missed out on like 8 months of pay, but I didn't miss out.
Hey, Chelsea, I just got a subscription to Netflix. What are you up to?
I know. So I ended up, once that pilot didn't go, I knew I had Tina's ear for like maybe 5 more minutes, and I thought, well, seize the day. I just pitched her a show, and I was like, what do you think about this idea? It was based on my life, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. So we pitched that show to all the networks, and they all wanted it. We ended up selling it to ABC. We shot it. It was wonderful. I loved it. It was like such my little baby. Annie Potts played my mom from Designing Women.
Yeah.
John Carroll Lynch played my dad, but it did not. Chris Redd played my best friend.
I thought you were going to say brother.
My brother. And it didn't get picked up. But it then led to the Mindy Project. Yeah. So all these no's eventually lead to a yes. One of the writers from the Mindy Project did punch-ups on my pilot, and she suggested me to Mindy. And that's where that and that was supposed to be a guest spot, and then it led to 3 years series regular. So I got some all the decisions of the decision to leave Chelsea led to all these other things, and even though they didn't work out, it finally led to the yes. So it did pay off in the end.
If you had to get one of the two women in your lives' names, one of the three women in your lives, Mindy, Chelsea, or Tina, tattooed on your body, you just one of them.
Oh man,
whose name do you pick, and where do you put the tattoo?
Gosh, I'm like, which? Well, probably Tina, because it's the least amount of letters. And on my butt, probably on my butt.
You're gonna say your butt.
Somewhere where no one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see my butt. So, because I have this like pale, just pale white skin. Tattoos would not look good.
Oh,
on
they
my
look perfect
body.
on your skin.
Because they would like
those are the ones that
they would
yeah,
shine
you've
so
got the
bright.
best skin for tattoos.
I don't know. I'm such a wuss.
What's the worst you've ever been sunburned?
Oh, so I've been sunburned so much, so bad. Probably when I was a kid. Like my parents, just God bless them, they were a little just doing their own thing at times. They sent me to the pool like all day, like like a town pool, and no sunscreen, just like 8 hours. And they picked me up, but at the end of the day, and I was just like beet red. That whole night I was just like bawling. I was just like burnt. I probably had like serious degree, whatever, 2nd degree, 3rd degree burns.
Oh, my butt hole is tingling thinking
on your
about
butt?
No, of the worst sunburns I've gotten.
Oh yeah,
I've had they're always on my lip.
Really?
My bottom lip, 'cause I have a big bottom lip.
Yeah.
And I remember one time being so badly sunburned.
Yeah.
I went downstairs and I got ice cubes and I rubbed ice cubes all over my face.
Oh man.
I woke up this morning and I had blisters everywhere.
Ooh, that's a bad one. Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bad one. I remember this. I lived with this girl, Jen Antonucci, who fell asleep in a tanning bed.
No.
And woke up and her skin was purple. It was so sunburnt.
Whoa.
She was sick from it.
I've never heard of anyone falling asleep.
Jen Antonucci fell asleep in a tanning bed.
Like her own tanning bed?
No, she went to go tan and fell asleep.
No one like tapped on it, being like,
Oh,
hey
God.
girl, time's up.
Oh, I mean, this is how bad this sunburn is. If I call my buddy Obi and ask him about Jen Antonucci's sunburn, he'll go, I wonder if you ever remember something and it's so big in your memory and no one else remembers it.
Yeah.
Let's see if he remembers.
Was this from your Florida State days?
Yeah. We lived, me and this guy Obi and this guy Eddie and this guy Chris lived with two girls, Gigi and Jen Antonucci.
Yeah.
And this sunburn was so bad. Hang on.
Hey,
real quick, I'm doing a podcast. I want to ask you something.
Huh?
Do you remember when Jen Antonucci got sunburned?
I think I do. Yeah.
God damn it! I remember it. She fell asleep in a tanning bed and her stomach was purple.
Yeah, when we lived with her.
Yeah, when we lived with her. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll call you back. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Okay.
It's so funny that I remember that so vividly. By the way, you know what's crazy? He hooked up with her during that time.
Oh my! He's like,
I know that he hooked up with her when she was that sunburned.
Guys don't pay attention.
Guys don't give.
They don't give a shit. They're just like, you want to have sex? Cool. They don't.
Oh, you're sunburned? Is that purple? Oh, I thought that was. Oh, my bad.
I thought it was the lighting.
Oh fuck.
Oh my gosh.
So when did you realize? When did you come out? When did you realize that you were gay?
Not until I was 25, which was the same.
So you're out here. You're in Groundlings.
I'm out here. Well, no, I started Groundlings. The year I started Groundlings and the year I came out were the same. So, but my first 2 years out here, I was in the closet.
And did other people come up to you like?
No one that would say, like, because we all see people even today that you're like, that person's gay, but you're never gonna say that to them.
Yeah.
So no one would say it to
unless
me.
you're an attorney, then you do it all the time. That was one of the biggest dick moves. Is you just say, I did that guy I just called.
Yeah.
That was one of the things we'd do is we'd all get around and we go, hey man, you're in a dry spell with chicks. If you're gay and you want to just come out, and it would shut down them getting pussy. Like they would never, because then they'd be so in their heads like, oh, my friends think I'm gay. Like, I really do believe there is. I think I do believe in. I don't know, whatever. I don't believe that it's that gray, that it's just straight and gay.
Right.
I do believe there are floating fucking...
Yeah.
I think that there is percentages and...
For sure.
And I think that I don't think you can convince someone to be gay, but I think you can get in someone's head enough that they go, well, fuck, am I?
They're like, is a hole a hole? We'll find out.
Yeah. So wait, what was the epiphany? Were you at Barnes and Noble at the Grove? Because I had epiphanies where you go, it's like the best feeling when you realize something about yourself and you're like,
well, it was starting to bubble up, and I remember there was this is when Craigslist was really popular. It was before that guy started murdering people and ruined it for everybody. Yeah. So people were like, you could meet, it was before like Match.com and everything. People were doing Craigslist, like, where you could, woman seeking woman or whatever. I remember I started going on there just kind of checking it out, like, slyly. Like, I thought, like, people were watching me, like, on my computer, like, what's this about? And I remember being kind of intrigued, and no porn, just like dates. It was like people looking for dates.
You weren't into porn at all.
No, I wasn't watching porn. But the first season of the L Word came out on Showtime, and we were broke out here and did not have Showtime, so I secretly bought like the bootleg first season of the L Word, and that might as well have been my porn, because I remember watching that and just being like. Because I was like, holy shit. There was like these good looking women. Because you always see these like real dykey chicks in things. And this is the first time you saw like these like feminine women that look like any other woman. The girl next door. It was just like, oh, that girl looks like any girl I went to school with. And they're like making out or they're having a relationship. And like I said, representation for the first time. I was like, holy cow, like, look at what I'm seeing. This is like normal people, but they're gay. And that's the biggest,
not to cut you off, I'm bad at that, I cut everyone off, but the biggest, I lived with two lesbians around that time. In like 2000, I lived with two lesbians. My biggest realization, like epiphany about two lesbians, it was maybe it was before 2000, it was 2000, 2001, 2000, was, oh my God, they fall in love just like regular people. Yeah. Like the things that I would notice, that when my friends in college would fall in love and you'd notice them lose their personality, or their personality would morph into the other person's a little bit, and they'd say stuff like, does baby want eggs? And then she's like, baby would love some eggs. The two lesbians I lived with were doing that. They were going like, they were just in love. Yeah. And it was just as annoying as when my friends fell in love.
Like, oh, you're... Yeah, just
and I was like, oh, it's not, there's no wrestling. The joke, I had a joke about something about, I forget what it was, but it was I shared with them my idea of what I thought living with lesbians would be, is that I'd walk in and they'd be wrestling in sports bras. Like,
and were you so disappointed when that didn't happen?
And I was like, you guys are just in love. And they thought it was fucking phenomenal. They're like, yeah, we're just regular people.
Yeah, but it sounds so like simple, but it makes a big difference to have exposure to just regular.
It's just a little bit of exposure.
A little bit of exposure goes a long way.
Goes a really long way, and I think I became a lot more of a maybe like I saw the world with less blinders on. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's right. You're just looking to fall in love. Everyone's looking for that shit.
And I always say that anyone who really has a problem with gay people, to the point, I can understand having different like religious beliefs, because some religions are more strict on it than others. But regardless of your beliefs, your feeling towards a gay person will be determined by whether or not you personally know them and they're around you. I feel like the more exposure you have, the less intolerance you have.
And I think that by the way, I totally cut you off in a great talk about you coming out and figuring out yourself.
Well, I watched that L Word, and that was huge for me. And that was the first time where I was like, whoa, there could be something here, but I still sort of shut it down. Yeah. And but it was bubbling up a lot. I even drove to the gay pride got out of my car down, West Hollywood.
And then just kicked a couple chicks' ass and then got back in your car.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck it.
It just was a giant homophobe. It scared me. Like, I saw because it's crazy down there. I saw the craziness, and I was like, no, and like got back in my. I got
part of you in your head's going, that's not for me. Like I might be into women, but that's not.
Yeah,
for me.
I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot because I'm still like a small town Southern girl. I'm only 2 years into LA here. Got back in my car, hightailed it back to the valley, and I'm like, I'm going to the valley where it's
shut
safe.
the door, lean up against the door, back against the door. Oh, where the fuck's her cat?
I gotta go build something. I'm not gay. But then I can't believe that this is part of my stand-up that I've been doing this year. I watched a Lifetime movie. I was by myself in my house watching a Lifetime movie. I don't know how I got on this channel. And it was about a young girl in high school that realized that she was a lesbian. And I watched this journey of her realizing she's gay. Her mom was very much against it. And then, her teacher was gay and was like helping her come out. And then by the end of the, she lost some friends. But then like by the end of the movie, like her mom came around and it just wrapped it up with a pretty bow. Like, she's gay and happy. And I cannot believe that was my epiphany. But I was alone by myself and I said out loud, I was like, oh my God, I'm gay. And just from watching this freaking Lifetime movie, it's so embarrassing. I wish that I could be like, oh, like some hot chick like made out with me.
Yeah, I'm on a rooftop in Brooklyn.
No, freaking Lifetime movie. I don't know. It was whatever that catalyst that I needed. It just was like,
But that is the beautiful moment of you sitting by yourself in sweatpants, eating ice cream, watching a Lifetime movie, going, oh my God, I'm gay. And your cat looks at you and doesn't say anything. Goes, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. And then but then I remember thinking like, okay, that's what I am.
I'm gay. And the cat leaves the room. Oh, seriously?
I've been abandoned. I was like, all right, I'm gay. Now what? I didn't have one.
Now what?
I didn't have one gay
I'm
friend.
Gay. Now what? Oh my God, that's the name of a book. I'm gay. Now what? Oh,
I had no gay friends. I had never kissed a girl. I was like a clean slate of just like, it was like, now what? Now what? Freaking what?
You're like, time to buy a Jeep.
Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, what do gay people do? Like, I'm Googling like gay stuff.
So then what was the lead time from like epiphany, Lifetime movie, waking up, I'm gay, now what, to like first kiss?
So I joined again. I went back to Craigslist, my handy spot. And I started looking up activities that I thought gay people would be at.
Oh my God, do you realize you're making my heart swell right now?
So I started taking like guitar lessons. I'm like, there's got to be some gay people in this these guitar lessons. And then I joined an African drumming class. I was like, 100% there's gay people at an African drumming class. And I joined a soccer team and a softball team.
Jesus Christ!
Like everywhere where I thought there would be lesbians, I joined that activity.
Oh my God, please tell me you're talking about this in your act.
I had not talked about joining all the gay activities.
Oh my God, how fucking funny.
Yeah. So I joined all these gay activities and started making gay friends. It worked. And like a year later, I was like going to Chicago to play in the gay games. It's like the Olympics, but for gay people. I mean, I went from like closet to a year later, like the gay games. And that's where I kissed somebody for the first time.
In Chicago?
Yeah. I was very drunk though.
Really?
Because I was still kind of like scared of women.
Yeah.
Even though I was now gay, they scared me.
Really?
I went on a couple of like blind dates and I was so awkward. I was spilling like my coffee and I was such a dork. Every girl I was like, no thanks. But they didn't say that to me, but I never heard from them again.
That was me.
And I was because everything that you learn when you're 15, 16, 17. I was now having an experience as like a 26-year-old because I didn't really date. I had some dates, but I never had a boyfriend. So here I am in my late 20s experiencing dating that you're supposed to experience in high school. And so I was so awkward.
And everyone else had all that lead with, like they had that fucking
even if they had
start.
You know, they were gay, but a lot of them had come out much sooner. They at least had college, you know, to really figure it out and make. So I was making all the mistakes you were supposed to make or much earlier. I was experiencing them in my 20s, late 20s. And I would like, I didn't make myself get drunk to make out, but that was the only thing that sort of freed me to like experience that for the first time.
And did you have to kind of go like, hey, because when I first did stand up for the first time, I went and to get drunk and and someone, a comedian, God damn it, I always fucking slip on his name right now. Oh, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. He was from the store. He worked at the store. He has a podcast called Schmoes Knows. Type that in. Schmoes.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was a store guy, and he was at Florida State at the time. He was a Sigma Nu, I think. And
that's not Mike. It's not Mike Elling, is it?
No, Schmoes Knows. I got it. Hold on.
That's not the right word. No, that's
Christian Harloff.
Oh no,
Christian Harloff. I was outside Potbelly's and I grabbed a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And he just was like, "Hey man, can I give you a little bit of advice?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "If I were you, I wouldn't do that."
Oh, like a joke? Talking about a joke?
Take a drink of beer.
Oh.
I said, "What?" And he goes, "If you're serious about stand up, this is the best advice I probably ever got in my entire career. Because if you're serious about stand up, I do it sober. Do it sober because it's going to be a job.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to be a party every night. And I know that you're the party guy. Yeah. And so just do it sober." And so I put the beer away. I didn't drink it.
Wow.
And I got up on stage and I did stand up sober. But was there a part of you that when you kissed the girl drunk, you're like, okay, alcohol is the gateway to this. And this is what I want. We need to be here. Or like, were you like, all right, now I got to get alcohol out of the way?
I was like, I got to get out of the way. Because you end up just not like, it's not special. You're just like, oh, I like kissed somebody just to kiss them because I was drunk.
Yeah.
And it didn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean, I was glad I did it and that I needed to experience that. But then I was like, all right, now you just need to learn how to be comfortable.
How quick until you fell in love for the first time?
Well, then I had like a series of like, again, liking the wrong people or liking people that weren't fully gay. They were bi or they weren't sure. I had a lot of like mystery area for a couple of years actually after that. Really? Of like girls who it was almost like we were in a relationship but not, and I was like, and it was this weird pattern I couldn't kind of break. And where they would treat me like I was a girlfriend. We would even like spend the night, you know, in the same bed or like, you know, go on vacations together, like very relationshipy things. But then there was like a certain line it didn't cross, and I had to finally break free of that. And then I went on some dates with some lesbians, but it just like it never went anywhere. Or it was like just I did some casual dating, and then I dated somebody who was a single mom. That was interesting.
Really?
She had 2 young kids, and I think that was probably the first like full lesbian that I dated, and that was it wasn't a long relationship. I wouldn't even call it a relationship. We dated for like 4 months, but it was significant to me in that she was the first like full lesbian that
it was the first transition into like, oh yeah, we're playing the right game.
Yeah, exactly. So it was significant in that way.
It's so funny. All I could assume is the pussy must have been insane when you were on Chelsea, like just getting thrown at you.
I mean, I had a lot of girls coming up to me for sure.
I bet.
But I'm not like the slutty type. So I went out with some, but then
for the most part, you're like
to most people. But it was also kind of the wrong type of girls were also coming up to me. And I say wrong and just that they're not wrong. They're just wrong for me. Like the party type or the slutty girl.
Oh yeah. We all hate those. Those party slutty types.
Well, they're not who I wanted to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
But they were the ones. Not all. I cannot categorize everyone as this way. But Chelsea was a late night show, and a lot of the females that were very fanatical about her show also, like to party and have a good time.
Party and like every girl kisses
we're
a girl.
late night girls too. You know, so we'd go to Vegas and it'd be like so many girls just losing their minds because they love Chelsea, and so they would see us and be like, oh my god, and you're like flattered, and
you make a couple of mistakes and realize this isn't the right direction for me.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm glad to know you made a couple of mistakes.
I made a couple of mistakes.
I bet those were wonderful mistakes.
I made a couple of mistakes that I learned from, and you move on, and
Yeah.
Sometimes my fiance will kind of laugh and shake her head. It wasn't many, and Chris Frangel will be like, "It was a different time." It was a different time. It was it's like you're just like on a popular show, and you just make mistakes.
That's so great. So now what I know you're touring like crazy. You just wrapped a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you shooting? You were shooting in North Carolina?
No, what was that? I just did
with Aaron Eckhart.
Oh yeah, that was an action movie. Weirdly enough, I don't know when or where it will come out. But I had never
put glasses on in the plane and read a book.
Who did?
Aaron Eckhart. That blew me. He put glasses on and read a book. And shook the way.
You saw him?
The second we left that bar, I watched him.
That's so funny.
He was really.
I didn't realize he was on your plane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were on a different flight.
Yeah, I was on a different flight.
Yeah. He was on my flight. Yeah.
How funny.
He went up to all the military and introduced himself. Yeah. And stuck his hand out and shook their hands.
Yeah.
Like just stuck his hand up. How you doing? Thank you for service. Like just a really solid dude. I was like, fuck.
I didn't get to shoot any scenes with him, but I met him at the rap party. Yeah. I played like a computer person in this action movie, and he was like hanging from helicopters and stuff. So I don't know when that will come out, but it was cool to do that. And I'm doing like a lot of guest spots on like TV shows like Life in Pieces and things like that. But I'm doing a lot of developing right now. I've sold 2 movies to Amblin, Steven Spielberg's company.
Really?
So we're in the first one that we sold is in the rewrite phase, and then we just sold one a couple months ago. And it's a long process. They go through so many rewrites. And the second movie we sold was a pitch, so we're writing that movie right now.
Did you pitch him Star Wars 7?
Yes.
You're like, here's my pitch. You ready for this?
You ready?
I know you already know the characters.
But there's a lesbian.
Oh, Chewbacca. And then what's your dream?
I probably to have my own show in some capacity.
Just have you would love a sitcom?
Yeah, I would love a sitcom.
Drama or sitcom?
Sitcom.
I mean, multicam or single cam?
I tried multicam and I love multicam, but I think single cam's more interesting.
Single cam, for those of you listening that don't know. You think anyone doesn't know or knows? You know what? Fuck you. You gotta Google it.
If you're multicam's in front of an audience.
Yeah, multicam is like Roseanne. It's in front of a live studio audience.
Single cam's not
like Arrested Development.
Yeah.
It's where it's shot like a movie.
I'd like to do a drama like a movie. I would love for someone to give me that opportunity.
I would love to see I'm Gay, Now What?
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I mean, the thing that is lost in this country, in my opinion, and I don't know anything about politics, and all I know is people.
Yeah.
Is I think the majority of people, I would almost argue 95% of this country is welcoming and has love in their heart for everybody. I do believe that. I'm not saying that in hopes. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that the vitriol that we see online is polarizing people arguing. I think when you see these polarizing, when you see someone arguing against trans rights or gay rights, you realize that I believe they're just doing that online, and that in real life they don't believe that.
Yeah.
Like I understand that there are people that do believe it. I get that. I'm not an idiot, but I think that what people love is a human story, and when you tell that story of you coming to terms, I can't imagine, and I don't want to know the one person that hears that and goes, "Ugh, not for me."
Gross.
Yeah, like you're like, no, man, that's all of us. That's all of us.
You know, I've been pretty lucky. I'm like you. I can talk about politics here and there online, but I've really tried to sort of remove myself from that lately. Because I too am of the belief that there's more that unifies us than there is that divides us. And I actually love it when there are people that are more conservative who come to my show. Because I want to be the person that's like, I'm going to show you we're more alike than we are different. I'm going to show you that, you know, like I'm good with you, you're good with me. And that's where we want to be, you know. I don't want to be that person that's like, if you vote this way, get out of here. Like, I don't believe in that. And so with my comedy, I want my stories to be relatable to all people. And I'm sure there are people that are just like, oh, we get it, you're gay, you're fat, but it's like, I'm just trying to tell human stories that
you're talking about me. I get that online. By the way, I get that online more than anything right now. I swear to God.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a big thread saying that I'm bisexual.
Oh, really?
And there's a huge thread saying that I'm fat. And there's a huge, like, apparently fake news is not a bullshit term. People just put stuff out there, and then people read it and they go, yeah, but... I thought you were talking. Keep going. I apologize.
Oh no, I was not referring to you. I'm talking about me. Like, I'm. I try not to pigeonhole myself into like just talking about being gay, just talking about being fat. Yeah. I try to tell stories that, multiple people of all backgrounds can relate to. Because I don't want to be the person that's like out there acting like I know more than everybody else, telling them how they should do and what they should do and how they should be. Because I don't want that for me. I don't want someone deciding what I should be and do. So I'm not going to be like, judging other people. So
I know exactly what you're saying. And it's one of the things that bums me out about what's going on what's going on in the world right now is like, even like silly things you post online are misread by other comics, friends of yours, and then they get angry and they light you up online. You're like, yo, we're friends. Yeah. Like, I understand that you live a different lifestyle than I do, but we're coworkers. We do the same thing. Our job is to make people laugh. And I do believe that there is a way to communicate to people with a loving heart, and you don't need to be like, fuck you, this. Right. But I think I'm telling you right now, and we'll end on this. I'll get you out of here before it gets dark. You're a great ambassador for just happiness.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm being serious. Your Instagram is so much fun to watch. It just is positivity, and it's just great. And it's like, look, that's what I seek out in life. I don't look for the darkness. I look for the light, and I hope that I put out the lightness. I hope that when you listen to my podcast or my open tabs, I'm not shitting on people. Yeah. And like, there was a period where I was getting too much into politics, or not even politics, but like opinions of things, and I was like, I don't want to be that guy. I mean,
and I've done that in the past too.
I've done it, and I'll do it in the future. I'm sure I'll do it again. But like, the guys that are really great at it, like Jim Jeffries and Bill Burr and Rogan and Ari and all those guys that really kind of like pick apart an idealism. Right. I'm not that guy. I'm just here to fucking have fun stories. If I say something a little,
we're the escape.
Yeah. If I say something a little fucked up, there's no harm in it. Right. That I'm just fucking noticing what Yeah. So
we're just trying to make people happy.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if anyone listening, if they are half as happy as me and you are, they're a happy motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
Fortune, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Bert. It's really fun.
Fuck yeah.